Hi, my name is Chelsea, and I just want to thank you for reading my book, Mostly Raw, Most of the Time. This is a project and a book that's near and dear to my heart. Raw veganism or mostly raw, mostly veganism has been something that's come from a journey of many years of eating disorders and unhealthy eating. And raw veganism, or mostly raw veganism, was the path that led me out of such a space of just unhealthy um, compulsion. When I was in my teens and 20s, I was very much into exercising and marathons and obsessively exercising and always eating foods that would be the lowest calorie and definitely wouldn't put on any weight. And I ate diet sodas and sugar-free gum and all of the stuff to keep my weight down, not anything that was actually fulfilling. And then as I started to grow out of anorexia and over exercising, I went into the other direction and actually went into binge eating and a touch of bulimia for about a year. And then after I went through that and started doing recovery, it was good that I was eating healthily again and I was starting to rediscover foods, and yet at the same time I started overdoing it and eating way too much of just only salad or only broccoli and not really finding anything that was fulfilling because I was still just trying to figure out what it was that I even wanted to eat anymore. And then I started to really notice what my body was responding to, and that my body, rather than my mind telling me what to eat based on, a certain diet or nutrition or calorie content, I noticed that my body started responding to live foods and whole foods. And when I would eat these foods, I didn't have cravings. I didn't have drives for sugar and fat. I actually felt more alive and more energized when I would eat these whole foods, these live foods. And so out of that, I started fully recovering and eating bountifully again, but in a way that was so fulfilling and so nurturing. And it gave me my life back. I suddenly started traveling again. I started working out, but in fun ways. I started becoming an adventurer again and loving life and feeling alive. But the one thing of raw veganism or vegan recipes is that many of the ones I find would be so labor intensive and time consuming. It wasn't just making a meal, it was preparing a meal over the course of days if you were dehydrating something, and making something that you would only make a certain amount and you spent hours preparing it. And so while raw vegan foods are delicious, I didn't have the time in my life now that I have my life back. I didn't have the time to prepare these foods to really be able to live efficiently and still eat raw. So that's when I started exploring raw vegan and vegan recipes that were simple, easy, didn't require machinery, just a blender and a knife to chop, and started coming up with my favorite recipes that truly fulfilled my lifestyle as much as it made my body feel more alive. So that's how I came up with this book, and it's a book that inspires me because it's the things that I know work for me, and it's really exciting to be able to share that with other people. So I just want to thank you for reading the book and coming to my website to check it out. And you're going to find here on this website that it's a website that's based mostly around emotional eating and recovering from the overeating compulsion. And I'm not sure, that clearly may or may not be anything you're interested in, but if that is something that is near to your heart, you can check out my emergency relief kit for overeating to help you just kind of notice whenever you're in a situation you're not feeling happy and fulfilled with food, just to be able to notice and have an action plan to lean back on in those moments. So if that's something that's exciting to you, just go sign up. On my website, you'll see the sign up box on the sidebar where you can enter your name and email and check that out. But I just want to thank you once again, and please shoot me an email or leave me a comment with your favorite recipes or your own story of why raw vegan or veganism works for you. And thanks so much. Bye-bye.